Hey everybody, it's Nikisa. So I am back to do my, I don't know what I want to call this series, life lessons now that I'm 50 or something like that. But as I've done for the past couple days, I am going to take a few minutes a day and I'm gonna do coloring. I'm working on this butterfly that I'm gonna send to my auntie when I'm done. And I was going to talk to you about things that I have learned in these past 50 years as a human person. So today I want to talk about conserving your energy because our bodies do keep the score. And that's something I didn't learn for a long time. I'm a person who wants to or used to want to make sure that I responded to everything, let people know when things that were done wrong, and I had to be vindicated. So I responded to everything, and I really do think that it took a toll on me. I don't have proof, but I don't have like technical proof in the way that we're taught to look at proof, but I feel like I have proof because I know how I felt when I was operating that way, and I know how I feel now. The amount of things that I like let go now is I'm sure things that would be unbelievable to me in previous versions of myself. So I always refer to my life's journey in different parts. So when I was younger, I was just Nikisa, like when I was a child. And when I was, I don't know, like a teenager, Nikisa 1.0. And then I was 1.0 for a long time into my 20s and probably all of my 30s, to be honest with you. Maybe I was like 1.5, 2.0 when I was in my like mid to late 30s, but those versions of myself definitely wanted to always be vindicated and respond, especially if I thought, or when I knew, when it was like a fact that someone had, as we say, tried it, tried to come for me, attempted to treat me wrong, or, just something wasn't right. I always felt like I had to speak on it. I remember one time I was at dinner with one of my cousins who I had not seen probably in like 15 years or something like that. And she came to town where I live, and we met up for dinner. And during part of that dinner, someone was texting me and they were absolutely wrong about something, and I was insulted, and and this was rude, I'm not just like realizing that now. I realized it then because my cousin commented, but she was very like sweet about how she brought it up to me. And she just talked about how in her life as a manager where she worked at the time, that sometimes she just let things play out and didn't respond because they ended up working themselves out or fizzling out. And I took that, at the time to mean like, oh, he said, you're being so rude, responding to this person via text. You're supposed to be here enjoying dinner with your cousin and being present and giving her your full attention. So, I also just have had people do some very like insane things and wild things and things that in the past I would have really like made sure that they knew I didn't appreciate it or whatever. And now, not all the time, but most of the time, I just take my leave. I just don't engage any further. I wish them well, but I don't even have a conversation because most adult people know when they are being a certain way. So I don't need to tell them. It's not my job to raise people. That was their parents' job or their caretakers or whomever. So I'm not going to get myself all riled up. Which, like I said, I'm not like perfect at it. I definitely sometimes will complain to a trusted couple people in my life, but I'm not gonna like have conversations or share with people like what they did. And I really do try to like let as many things go as possible because I really don't want to get myself all riled up. I want to just operate on a certain plane, and getting riled up about things that I can't change is only going to cause my body to be stressed out, and my adrenal system and my nervous system. So it's not worth that to me. And I will never forget about the fact that there was a time, almost a whole year, where I was extremely ill. And the interesting part about it is that I had, like 6 months before that, had a very extravagant birthday party. And then I became very sick out of nowhere and had many, many surgeries. And the surgeon, my primary care doctor, and no other doctors, the specialist, could not tell me why this particular thing happened to me. And the only thing that I could ever kind of come up with myself about why that was, and why I almost died, and why I couldn't work for months, and went through a lot of torturous pain, is I think that I was absorbing, I was feeling like I needed to, be vindicated about everything. I felt like I needed to answer everything. I felt like I needed to just put a lot of energy into things that really, at the end of the day, most of the time, didn't do anything but get me riled up. Even if it was about a person or people or whatever who were not doing the right thing, they continued to be that way. So me getting all riled up about it didn't do anything. Now, don't get me wrong. I think that we need to advocate for ourselves. I definitely do that in all kind of systems, like the medical system, and excuse me, with other things, like as a customer in different environments. I'm going to make sure that, if I'm supposed to get a certain product and it doesn't arrive as it should, or it's damaged or something, I'm gonna request a refund. Or if I'm not being treated properly in the medical system, I'm gonna speak up about that, and I'm gonna speak up about social issues and stuff like that. But I'm not going to speak up about everything. I'm just not going to address it. And I'm not going to put that stress on myself, because I really do feel like between that and the schedule I was keeping at the time, I think I was going to school. When I got sick, I was going to school and I was working full time, and I was married, and, trying to do like date nights and keep up with the house stuff and be a good friend and a good daughter, and also responding to everything and everyone about everything that people did or didn't do. And I think that I completely overwhelmed my body and my system, and I think that my body shut down. That's the only explanation that I have. And it could be for other reasons, but since the doctors feel like it's still a mystery, I just feel like, and because I have remained healthy since then, and this was years ago when I was young, and I'm older now, so the fact that I've been able to maintain my health since then, and the only thing, I mean, I did a couple of things, but I mainly, little by little, changed how I was operating. And I think that it made a huge difference. So again, I'm not a doctor. This isn't medical advice by any means. But I do feel like one of the life lessons that I learned was just letting certain things go. If it's just not worth it to get all riled up. And that is kind of what I want to share with you all today. I think we should just remember that everything that we engage in, our body remembers, whether it's externally or internally. And a lot of times the things that happen internally, we don't even know about till later. And so I want to be as gentle with myself as possible, and not getting riled up is one of the ways that I try to do that. Again, I have to feel like I feel like I have to say it's not, I'm not 100% great at it, and I definitely, vent to a trusted few, but that's it. I kind of vent and try to let it go. So that's it. That's all I have to share today, and I hope that someone found this helpful. See you next time.